Hello, our business owner friends. So great to see you in another episode of Team Talk Live. I'm Terilee Harrison with Team Referral Network Virtual Chapters, and I am joined today by the awesome Dianne Parnell. Let me get it straight. That's not even hard to say. Welcome, Dianne.
Hello. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I am very, very well. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to chat with you and for me to get to know you better and introduce you to others at the same time. So it's going to be an exciting discussion and an important discussion because today we're going to talk about 3 top strategies to help business owners overcome limiting beliefs. And, we know lots of business owners, don't we, Dianne? And the thing about our business owner friends is they work hard. And sometimes they're just spinning their wheels and not getting anywhere. So sometimes they're stuck in their stuff. So this is exactly what we're going to address today, right?
You betcha. You betcha.
Awesome. Well, that sounds so good. Let me formally introduce you to Dianne. So after raising her family, Dianne went back to her career and love of helping and being of service to her clients. She realized that her profession of being a holistic wellness practitioner was much, much bigger than she could have ever imagined. So Dianne became a detective of the mind, learning how limiting beliefs can hold us back and keep us stuck in a reality that isn't always our own. Today, she coaches and counsels clients to live the best version of their life and not someone else's. What important work that you're doing. That's fantastic.
It's fun. It's really fun. Yeah. It kind of came to me because I, as a holistic practitioner, I had clients and they'd be on my table either having a massage or reflexology or whatever, and they would start to have all these emotions. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, like, what did I do? Am I hurting them or whatever? And I felt like a bartender sometimes because they would just spill everything. And so I thought, you know what, I need to learn more about this. So I went and took some training on how to deal with this and exactly what was coming up. And what I found was it was belief systems that they were holding, that they were getting to the point where it was like, I don't like this anymore. So that leads us to our first strategy. Yeah.
I love that you transitioned into this work from there because you could have ignored it, right? You must have felt really called to do that. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
I have to say my mom was kind of instrumental in that because she had a friend whose son-in-law transitioned from an oil rig worker to a massage therapist, and he wrote a book and it was called Journey to Wellness. And I read that book and I thought, oh my God, this is exactly what's happening to me. These people are starting to open up and tell me all this stuff, and I don't know how to deal with this. So that led me to the training of, how do I recognize this? What is it that they're telling me, or what can I do to help them? And that's what led me to limiting beliefs.
Excellent. So, excellent. Yeah. Well, I love it that you're in this work. And as we get to know you better, I just wanted to ask you, can you tell us one fun fact about you as we get to know you better?
Well, I am an introvert by nature and have not been forced to be an extrovert, but I mean, I love to be around people. And so one of the things that set me out of my comfort zone and way out of my comfort zone is after a training, I was asked to join a challenge. And that challenge, every day for 5 days, we had to do a different dance move. And it was in a private group on Facebook, but we had to record it. And so the first day we had to do flossing. I don't know if you know what flossing is, but I didn't. I had to Google it and see what flossing actually was. Then I had to do it on a live video and share it in this group.
Whoa. Okay.
The next day, I thought, okay, this is fun. I can do this. So the second day, they asked us to do, what's it called? Twerking.
Oh, they did.
Oh yeah. So I sat with that and I thought, not a prayer. I am not twerking on a live Facebook video. So then I sat there and this little voice came in and said, okay, where's that coming from? So I thought I can either embrace this and take on the challenge and do it, or I can walk away. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to make this fun. I'm going to get stupid. I'm going to get crazy, and I'm just going to go for it. And I did. And my boys, they're 39 and 35. And when I told them what I was doing, they went, what? So, and then we had to do a bunch of other dance moves, and it was awesome. And I actually won a prize.
You won a prize. Awesome. And this was live in a group of the challenge thing, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So it
it was
is
live to the world.
yes. But there was about 1,000 people on that challenge.
All twerking?
Oh, oh yeah, it was hilarious. It was awesome. We had a blast. But what it did is it really helped me with my work because it got me out of that comfort zone, right?
Yep.
And I mean, that was way out of my comfort zone. So I sort of became an extrovert with a little bit of introvert twisted in. So that's something people don't know about me.
With a twist. Well, that's a great story and a great lesson that you learned and like how you process some of that. So that is amazing. So
yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. So
one day I might even share the videos.
One day you will. We'll be waiting. We'll be waiting.
Okay.
I see that Chella is with us on the live. Chella, thanks for being with us. So Chella, maybe we can do some of those groups with twerking. I don't know, but I don't know. We'll see what Chella says. She's probably going to say no way. I don't know. So let's get into our 3 top strategies for overcoming limiting beliefs. So number 1 is to recognize your limiting beliefs. So tell us more about that.
Okay, so recognizing your limiting beliefs it's the first strategy to understanding and recognizing that you have a limiting belief. So let's look at what a limiting belief is. It's anything that we hold true. It can often be learned from others. Most often it is. So first off, your parents. Then it can be grandparents, siblings, teachers, all those kinds of, it's everything that you're ever taught, everything that you hear, that you believe, that you see, and that you do. And it becomes a problem when you start questioning that belief and going like, something just doesn't feel right here. And I'll give you an example of that. My brother, who since passed away, was a drug addict. And when he was 16, he did some kind of tests in high school. I don't remember what they're called. And he scored second highest in all of Canada. So he was a genius. He was brilliant. And I remember my parents having a conversation with him one night, and the counselor at school had said that he could be anything he wanted to be with very little effort. Well, my brother chose the very little effort. And I remember, I think I was about 12 at the time. And I sat there and through the process, the trainings that I did, that memory came back up for me. That night, I made the decision that if that's what it looks like to be smart, I was having none of it. And so I believed that. And I put myself in a position where I did only what was required to get me through school. And once I got to be about 16, 17, I started thinking, I'm not stupid. I know I'm not stupid, but I didn't know I made that belief or that pact until I started doing this work. And then it was like, oh my God, I've wasted so much time. So once I realized that that was a belief system that I held, I was like a sponge. I couldn't get enough education, training, and all that kind of stuff. So the thing is when we're children, we're like sponges and we take in everything, and understandably so, because it's truth to us at that time, right? It's when we get older or when we start doing things that we start sort of having that, oh, I don't know if I can do that, or I don't feel good enough. I don't think I'm smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm too whatever. That's when you start questioning where that's coming from and where did it come from? And most of the time, it doesn't belong to us. Here's a fun fact for you. Well, I don't know if it's such a fun fact, but 99% of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions don't even belong to us. They're all learned behaviors. And then we choose what we keep.
So
that's
good.
limiting beliefs in a nutshell.
Yeah, so good. And thanks for sharing that personal story. And yeah, so true. So true. I was at Chella's on, we were talking about something today, something that we had talked about my moving forward with a certain area in my life at some time. And if I would have today I said, this is a big issue. This is a part of the big issue for me. And she said something and like it totally shifted. And if I would have been able to articulate this to her a year ago when we first talked about it, year and a half ago when we first talked about it, I could be so much further along. It's just I didn't speak up on what my thing was. And hello, but you know what? I think that it's when we're ready. I think it's when we're ready. And it's not that we're not listening, Chella, I was listening. It's not that we're not listening, right? but
Yeah.
it's when you're ready. So thank you so much. So let's move into the second top strategy, and that would be, so let's assume you have limiting beliefs. So we all do, right? I think that it's part of being human. What is the next step?
Okay, so now I've just explained to you what a limiting belief is. So now you're going to understand that you have a limiting belief. So it's identifying what that limiting belief is and where it came from. And like I said, often it will come from family members or siblings or peers, can even come from church, wherever it comes from. Doesn't matter where it comes from. A lot of the time people don't realize that it's a result of their past. So they blame themselves and they think, oh, I'm so stupid, or I'm so whatever it is. And it's recognizing that it is a limiting belief, and we need to question, where's it coming from? Whose belief is this? Did you read it in a book? I mean, we can see a little bit of that right now with all the conspiracy theories that are going on. Like, people believe this, but where is that belief coming from? Do they truly believe it, or are they just sort of like the sheeple that follow the leader? And for me, I'll tell you this story. One of my first clients, when I first got into my training, she came to me and I got them to fill out this big questionnaire, and she kept saying that she was a klutz. She trips over everything, and just went on and on and on about this. And so through the process, I said to her, I said, so when's the first time that you felt like you were a klutz, or you were a klutz? And she started thinking, and I mean, I sort of did a bit of a meditation and NLP to get her to a point where she could open up. And she said, I think I was about a year and a half. And she said, I tripped. And now this is a woman who could trip on air. And I'm not kidding you. By the time she came to see me, she had tripped like 4 times. She tripped on the stairs. She tripped in the hallway. And I'm waiting for her, and I'm kind of looking, and I'm going, wow, this is like, whoa. I thought she had a medical condition. And so it came out that she had this image that she was a klutz. And so we worked with that. And her dad, I think she said she was about 18 months old or something, and she had tripped. And her dad laughed, not because he was belittling her, but just because it was like, oh, you sweet little thing, you're such a klutz kind of a thing. She adopted that as a behavior her whole life. And she was in her 50s when she came to see me. And so we worked on that and discovered that, this is, do you really think your dad was meant that you were a klutz? And she goes, no, of course not. It was funny. I tripped. It was funny, blah, blah, blah. So through the whole process, we got her to the point where she didn't feel like a klutz anymore. And she phoned me about a year after I had worked with her the first time. And she said, I have not tripped once since coming for that session. So that's how much we can allow those limiting beliefs to get in the way of moving forward, and we receive those beliefs willingly. It's not like we go, yeah, nope, don't want that one, I'll take this one, because we're sponges. We take it on. And then it's recognizing it and assuming that we know what that limiting belief is. So lots of times that's what it comes down to. Where did it come from? And sometimes it takes a professional or someone that can help you and recognize that doesn't belong to you anymore. It may have before and served a purpose, but now it's not serving that purpose anymore.
So good. Yeah. So good. So number 3 in our strategies, is to look at where the stumbling blocks are and the patterns of behavior. So tell us more about that.
So what that is with that lady who was the klutz, it's what keeps repeating in your life or in your daily conversations that it's not working for you anymore. And then it's about finding the action that you need to take to change that behavior. So again, it's things that you keep repeating, and you somewhere in your head get like, oh man, I keep doing the same thing. It's like, who's the guy that said, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results? And we're all guilty of that. It's discovering that, okay, I keep doing this over and over and over again. Why am I doing this? And sometimes you need help discovering where it came from. When I was going through the training, some of the stuff that came up for me was like, oh my gosh, it was mind blowing. I had no idea that I was carrying that and that it wasn't even mine. And so once you can let that go, your whole world can change and it can shift. And I have a lady, she's one of my best testimonials. She came to see me, and she was sitting in the chair, and I was working with her, and I have a big maple tree outside of my window, and the leaves started to blow, and she freaked out. I'm not kidding. She had a full-blown panic attack, and I'm thinking, so I just talked to her and I said, like, what's going on? What do you think? And she said, like, the wind. She said, I'm terrified of the wind. So through questioning and talking to her, we realized that that was a pattern that had been formed. I mean, this wasn't a 5-minute conversation. It went over time. And she realized that that was something from her past that had terrified her. There was an experience with the wind. And so now every time she saw the wind, she was terrified. So working with her, it was probably about 6 months, and I had asked her for a testimony, and she said that is still the number one thing that she remembers, because through talking to her and just encouraging her, she has no fear of the wind anymore. And she actually likes to go out in the wind. How powerful our belief systems can be. And it's a pattern, because every time the wind blew, she was terrified. She would go run in her house or in her car, and she would just shake. Like, she was unbelievably in a full-blown panic attack. And I thought, wow, holy smokes, like that, to us, that's like, it's the wind. It's not that big of a deal. But to her, it was everything. And so, yeah, we have to work through those. We have to figure out where those beliefs come from, if we can. If not, then you find someone who can help you discover that. And then it's about taking action to change that behavior. And one of the things I like the most is, what I do for people is, we look at your past, because it's not really your parents' fault. Although most people blame their parents, their husbands, whoever it is that caused this. They're doing the best that they can with what they were taught. So I like to tell people that you look at your past as an adventure. Let's rewrite it as an adventure, find the good things, pick those out, and make it into an adventure. And then we'll rewrite the next chapter of your life moving forward with new beliefs that you like. So that's what we do.
That is so incredible. Thank you so much for guiding us through that process, allowing us to get to know you, and even sharing your fun story, your fun lesson that you learned as well. Yes. I know that you have, I think it's a gift. I think it's a gift for those who are watching and resonate with you. And that would be an opportunity to chat with you and see. Yes. So tell us a little bit about that. I have the link to join you in a chat.
Okay. You've got the 30-minute free consultation. And so you can bring to the table whatever it is that you want to talk about. So if it is a belief, then we can sort of have a little bit of a chat around that. It usually takes more than 30 minutes, but depending on what it is, I'm now getting pretty good at sort of being that detective that can go, well, what might happen if blah, blah, blah. So we can just have a conversation and see where it takes us. If we need to book more time, then we'll book more time. And if it doesn't resonate with you, then that's okay too. Because not everybody resonates with everybody. And so that 30-minute consult is just to get to know me, get to know you, and see if we're a good fit to work together. And then we'll just take it from there.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, it's been such, for me, in the time I've been getting to know you, it is incredible just learning about your work, seeing how you are as a person, your desire to help people, where you've come from, where you're going, and how you want to help people on the journey. So Dianne, it's been a pleasure to chat with you here at the Team Talk Live, and I look forward to more conversations in the future.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Terilee. It's been an honor.
Oh, you are so welcome. And everyone, we want to wish you a great rest of your day, your evening, your morning, wherever you are. And if you're watching this, please feel free to share this with your friends so that they can learn more about this awesome work and how it can help us all move forward in our lives. So thanks, everyone. See you until next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.